News coming in, we all remember that today, the Wednesday that we are sitting in, 21st of January 2026 was supposed to be D-Day when it came to Bangladesh and their participation in the T20 World Cup. Remember, negotiations had been on for a couple of weeks between the ICC and the Bangladesh Cricket Board. Both parties seems to be stuck on their stance of not giving an inch to the other. ICC saying, we've done our independent assessment. There is no serious threat to Bangladesh. You better come and play in India. Bangladesh is saying, no, according to our assessment, there is threat not only to our team, but to fans that travel, also to the media that will travel. So we are not going to come, make us play in a hybrid model. ICC officials even traveled to Bangladesh to meet them, and they had been given a deadline till today because the Bangladesh Cricket Board did not get back in changing their stance. They stuck to the stance of not coming to India. Today was the ICC board meeting, and this is what everyone needs to know, that ICC is not one individual. There's not just an ICC chairman that can take a call on this. There is no ICC CEO who can take a call on this by themselves. This has to go to the ICC board for a voting, and that ICC board will include representative of Bangladesh as well, by the way, and BCCI as well. All those representatives from your 10 test playing nations are going to be there. There will be 2 associate members as well that are there. All of them have to sit and vote, and that voting has concluded. That's the breaking news that we're coming up with. So ICC have made the final decision that Bangladesh be removed from the T20 World Cup. So the decision is final. That's the breaking news, that Bangladesh be removed. Only way Bangladesh can still play in that tournament, they've been given 24 hours. They've been communicated, this is ICC's final decision. We are going to replace you with another team. We have done the voting and the board has voted. Only way Bangladesh can play is if they now change their mind and accept and come to play all their matches in India, 3 in Kolkata, 1 in Mumbai. If they accept that, then they be allowed to play. If that is not acceptable to them, which it seems like at the moment, that means Scotland will be replacing Bangladesh. So that is the breaking news. So all the conjecture of what would the ICC do, because till now the ball was in ICC's court. We knew what the BCCI wanted. We knew what the Bangladesh Cricket Board wanted. I mean, Bangladesh Cricket Board, by that I mean the Bangladesh government that had told the Bangladesh Cricket Board. We knew all that, but we did not know what will be the final decision when the board meets. That final decision has been taken. If Bangladesh, as I said, do not agree in the next 24 hours to come and play in India, they are out of the tournament.
Unprecedented. It has never happened in the history of cricket that one nation firmly refuses to tour and they are booted out. In ICC events, there have been cancellations due to security threats, but they haven't gone out of the tournament entirely. This is an unprecedented first, and the ICC have held firm that, look, boss, it is a situation that you yourselves have created because you tied something else to this. And our internal assessment of security said that it was low. There was going to be no threat. We are firm on that.
Low to mid.
Low to mid. That is there for every ICC event. The same internal assessment had said that Pakistan-Australia series, that security level was high. But Australia is still touring Pakistan. Despite all that, Bangladesh, due to some misinterpretation that they have done from their end, and because they have to pander to a populist government who is anti-India at this point in time, the decision was made. And that is why now, for the first time, unprecedented in the history of ICC events, a nation has been booted out and they'll be replaced. It has never happened, be it in 1996, be it in 2003, the last 2 instances when you had seen these kind of issues. It's happened. So Scotland will replace Bangladesh then. There'll be an announcement though tomorrow if Bangladesh decide to change their mind.
There was because you were talking about it being unprecedented, I completely agree. It's never happened. It's a very big step that has been taken by the ICC. I remember, I think it was the 2009 T20 World Cup that happened in England, for which I think Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe.
But on that occasion, Zimbabwe themselves didn't travel
Yes.
because of, diplomatic relations between the two countries coming to a halt completely. Zimbabwe refused to go to England, and they said, we are not going to England. There was nothing security or anything like that, because they said, we don't want to be playing. Mugabe was the president at the time, and he said, I'm not sending my team to England. And that is why Zimbabwe did not go. But then that was on their own accord. They decided to do it. This is for the very first time ICC is going to be removing the team. At the few other occasions it's happened. In the 2003 World Cup, where teams did not play in Zimbabwe, but in that occasion they didn't play that game. So that game they had to forfeit the points. Yet teams ended up, going and winning tournaments and playing that's why actually that helped Kenya qualify for the semi-final.
Because New Zealand didn't go through to Kenya and England didn't travel to Zimbabwe.
That's correct. So England didn't go to Zimbabwe, and that is why you had a situation where Kenya had qualified for the semi-final. That was a thing. And the same thing happened in Sri Lanka when Australia did not travel in 1996. West Indies and Australia both refused to travel in 1996. But as you know, in that particular World Cup, West Indies played the semi-final of that World Cup. So in that sense, you had and of course Australia played the final of that World Cup, losing to Sri Lanka. So both teams that did not play those games yet played semis and finals. So it did not affect the tournament as such. And I think everyone realized that at that time, that okay, one game we miss won't make too much of a difference, we can still go through. And so they carried on with it. This stance by Bangladesh, they knew fully well, it'll either be shifted if ICC listens to them, or they'll be removed. They stuck to their stand and they've been removed. So not an easy call.
It's basically a go for broke kind of an approach on their part. They knew that this is either going to end with them getting exactly what they want. It's all or nothing. And sadly, they've ended up with nothing. Also, the other thing, I think what the other situations that we were talking about is just one game more often than not. Or in the case of Zimbabwe in 2009, where they said very clearly that, look, we don't want to come, so we are not sending our team. They didn't ask for a venue change or a hybrid model, none of that. Bangladesh wanted to have their cake and eat it too. They said, no, we don't want to play in India, so you can move our matches to Sri Lanka. I think they bet the house basically by saying that, look, I don't think the ICC, if they accommodated Pakistan and India, well, then they've drawn the hierarchy, then said that we be that as it may, we don't really feel the need to accommodate you. Out you go then.
Two questions. First, was this the most likely outcome, or are you shocked?
Not that shocked.
You knew that this is what was.
Yeah, I mean, there's a part of me which hoped.
No. Forget hoping. What was the most likely outcome according to you? Is this the one?
Yeah, that the ICC stuck to their guns, because I don't think they have any reason to, and I'm being purely pragmatic, they have no reason to try and accommodate. None whatsoever. If this was Pakistan or India raising a stink at the last moment, maybe I think it could have been different. And I'm being, again, as I said, purely a pragmatic stance. I don't think that they were going to accommodate Bangladesh, not at the 11th hour. And that's exactly what has happened.
Yeah, same. +1 to you on that. I'm not shocked. This was going to be the most likely outcome. Because when you look at it, this is a government directive that Bangladesh had to stay firm to their guns. Bangladesh government advised them that, look, this is the situation. The Bangladesh board had to go the government way.
Exactly.
Now the government had put them in a pickle. Now they can't come out of it now. They stuck by the guns, misinterpreted all the situations that existed. And boy, oh boy, we are seeing an unprecedented first in ICC, with the exception of Zimbabwe in 2009. So I'm not surprised one bit. Because see, when the government jumps in, then you can't go against the government. And currently in Bangladesh at this point in time, you've got a government that is anti-India. That's anti-India, and this had to happen. But I'm just looking at the timeline as to how one miscommunication and how not being so aware can lead to catastrophe.
Yeah.
If only the IPL and all those other individual stakeholders were aware of the current situation that was enveloping in Bangladesh, they wouldn't have put Mustafizur in the pool.
Or even if they put Mustafizur in the pool, they would have not bid for him. They didn't bid for a single other Bangladeshi player, lest we forget. And I remember there were multiple names.
There was Rishad, I remember.
There was Rishad, Shakib. There was Shakib.
Taskin.
There was Taskin also, I remember. Yes, so these were just a few of the names that were there. There were multiple names. they just didn't end up getting bid for. Mustafiz is the only one who's got a pedigree, and so it was understandable that he ended up going for big money.
9.2 crores, yeah.
9.2 crores was because there were two other franchises bidding for him besides KKR. CSK went in for a bid, so did DC. Incidentally, the last two teams that he's represented in the IPL, so they were well aware of his quality. But the fact is, if the franchises is known, would they have made that call? Definitely not.
And see, you're going up against India, ICC, Australia, England. Bangladesh don't have the financial clout, the capability. So that is why the ICC could take it. I mean, I do agree with Nikhil. If it was Pakistan or India raising an issue, or an Australia or England raising an issue, some things would have had to be made. Some concessions would have had to be made.
Yeah, I'd said that actually. I'd said that here.
Yeah.
But I do agree that if this was, or even dare I say, even if it was on Australia, England,
Yeah,
if it was Big Three or Pakistan, then I think there would have been some concession made. For Bangladesh, they don't really have much of a, dare I say, incentive to do it. And so that's why I said that even when they went for it, see, I understand the logic that Bangladesh had, because again, even Pakistan saying that there's a security threat in India doesn't quite hold up to larger scrutiny. Okay, it doesn't. That's a fact. But they still conceded to Pakistan and said, no, okay, you don't want to play in India, we'll give you hybrid model also. So hybrid model is now applicable for both India and Pakistan. It's not, however, applicable for Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, or any other nation as things stand. Because I do think also that they realize that this is a situation between two of our richest member board nations that has a lot of history. I mean, tensions have come up now, but there have, truth be told, been tensions since really independence and partition. So that's something that predates really a lot of our even existences, dare I say. So that they're treating that as a different matter, and they've just told Bangladesh, no, done. Sorry.
Yeah.
You ain't getting it.
It is a big jolt for Bangladesh. I mean, as you said, Shane, go for broke approach. Yeah. They're broke. Because now look at the financial repercussions, look at the ranking repercussions, look at you are alienating India. And that is economic harakiri in cricket. Now there is supposed to be a bilateral series between India and Bangladesh in September.
That's not going to happen.
Forget about it. Now Bangladesh are getting alienated, and whatever tours that Bangladesh would have envisioned with India, it's not happening. It will be like how Pakistan is. They'll only play in maybe one or two ICC events. That's it. And that too, it won't be in India. Now, I'm looking at three scenarios. Bilateral tie is gone.
Yeah.
Automatic qualification, for the T20 World Cup for next year is gone. For 2028. Because this needed to be there. I mean, as a full member nation, your rankings are going to get impacted. Bangladesh Cricket Board's finances, I don't know how strong they are. Will they be able to survive this jolt? Because Nazmul Islam said that, the players will take a hit, the board won't take a hit. Remember that condescending way in which he said that,
and that's what led to his sacking, right?
That's what led to his sacking. The BPL was suspended. So, Bangladesh have taken a huge risk and has failed. Because at no way within 1 month to go could you allocate the venues to Sri Lanka.
Even if you did what they asked and switched the group, that would have also impacted a lot of other teams, because they would have said that, listen, we weren't even preparing for this.
Why drag us into the slipstream?
Exactly. Why are they getting dragged in uselessly into something that they have nothing to do with? So whilst that could have been a placation that could have been put in theory, obviously, in practice, I don't think that was ever going to happen, because again, it would have required another team to sacrifice. And you saw the kind of pushback that came from Ireland, who, lest we forget, also command the same status now as a full member nation of the ICC. Nikhil was saying 10, it's actually 11 now, because you added Afghanistan and Ireland. Yeah. So both are now full member nations, and Ireland said, no, we are not going to this thing. And the ICC had to relent. They actually gave them assurances saying, no, you will not be swapped out. The only one that we thought potentially would be was, Zimbabwe. Full member, remember? So we said maybe Zimbabwe could be that one, because again, they really have no stakes, and quite frankly, if we think Bangladesh have no incentives when it comes to their, or trying to sort of do this sort of a bargaining, Zimbabwe have even less. So we thought maybe there, but the ICC has chosen to hold firm. Still, by the way, given them a day. So it tells you that they are also, it's kind of like putting them out of their misery. You're reluctant, you're taking the call, but you're also reluctant, wherein you're saying that, no, we don't want to do it, but this is the decision, we're giving you one more day. Like, do you guys really not want to travel? If so, this is the decision that's in front of you. It's that simple.
Exactly. But see, this is where now the government of Bangladesh will have to count the collateral damage, because this is huge. India not going to Bangladesh for this September bilateral series, that's massive loss. None of Bangladesh's players will get a chance in the IPL now. Never.
I think now Bangladesh, at least until the ties remain strained, I think there'll be a similar sort of a diktat put against them that had been put against Pakistan.
Pakistan, yes.
I think the IPL will adopt that diktat now.
Yes, the IPL now will not get any Bangladesh players now until the relations are strained. So no bilateral series in the immediate aftermath. No IPL franchisees will have to bid for Bangladesh players. They are now in the same bracket as Pakistan now. Third, if you don't have money, how will Bangladesh cricket sustain? Because they are not going to play 3-test, 4-test, 5-test series every single time. You see, if you don't play the IPL, the money doesn't flow in.
Exactly.
Look at how Sri Lanka, for so many years, many players were not picked. Only 1, 2 players, 3 players were picked. But their board was in a mess. And I remember in 2008 or 9, Arjuna Ranatunga was the head of Sri Lanka cricket. He said, oh, the IPL is nothing. We want to honor our test commitments. We will make the players sign the contracts so that you play a series in England, not in the IPL. The players were outraged. It was player power that ensured that, okay, the England series will be cancelled in 2009 and we will play the IPL. Simple.
Correct.
So Ranatunga had to step down. But in Bangladesh, at this point in time, you got an anti-India government. The sentiments are really, really high. And it all began when Sheikh Hasina was overthrown.
Yeah, I mean, we were aware of the politics of it.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is that at this point in time, I think what you're saying, you're talking not just about Bangladesh cricket, even the players, I think, stand to be the biggest losers from this. In fact, the video is up on Sports Today. You guys can check it out. Najmul Hassan Shanto was quoted in local Bangladeshi media, and he was saying that, look, as players, we always want to play. It's not about this or that. He's saying, I don't know what is going on the inside, so quite frankly, I can't tell you. Saying, but if it was up to us, we wanted to play.
Yeah.
That's that World Cup. We want, that's our dream. And of course it is. That's the sad reality. You're messing around with livelihoods over here. The one sport, I think there are 2 sports in Bangladesh that are really popular. There's, of course, cricket and football.
Yeah.
And both are sadly in the doldrums as far as finances. Cricket still manages to gain some sort of a foothold because, again, they've had their moments when it comes to bilaterals. Obviously, in football, being a more global sport, far more difficult. But now, the one sport which potentially was being something of a revenue stream, you've killed it for a while.
You've killed it. And see, Bangladesh, not just that, you talk about football. Shane, I think you are hosting the SAF championships also, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
right?
you're
in
hosting
Bangladesh.
Yes, that is correct. The SAF Senior Men's Championships will be hosted in Bangladesh in the September-October FIFA window of 2026. And the SAF Championships is a tournament that India does play in because South Asian Football Federation. Are India going to play it now? I highly doubt. Not with
Or
the
we
way.
don't know. With other sports, maybe a concession will be given.
But this
You
is-
saw even in Operation Sindoor, you played India-Pakistan.
Yeah, the beach volleyball.
And also, you've continued playing them in other sports. You traveled to Pakistan for a Davis Cup. The Junior Davis Cup was played, isn't it? So, why on earth would this concession happen? But then the problem is, see, simple thing, Bangladesh have been booted out of the T20 World Cup.
Yeah.
Simple. Before we take the comments. So, they have been given 1 day to reconsider. But if that 1 day passes by, Scotland will be your new team. And they will be in that same group where Bangladesh have been. So no concession given. Bangladesh matches will not be shifted.
Yeah.
Clearly, ICC have voted to replace Bangladesh. They have been booted out.
Absolutely, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So let's see what it is that our family members have to say on this. We've got Vishal 9925 says that ICC bows to India and Pak on hybrid. Bangladesh asks for a hybrid. The ICC checks their monetary relevance and is denied. Government of Bangladesh was denied, not the cricket board, same as the Pak and Indian government. Vishal, very, very well said.
It's the monetary aspect, my friend. If this replaced Bangladesh with India, oh boy, the whole ICC would have had a major churn. Rules would have been bended. Every other thing would have been bended. Economic blackmail would have happened. And that's it. So you're right, Vishal. I mean, Bangladesh had very little, you may say, negotiation power because economically they are so weak at this point in time. And that's what Meenakshi Negi is also saying. Bangladesh out of World Cup, now the players are going to feel the pinch. Agree. This is what you refuse to come to India, the economic superpower of world cricket. You had multiple chances to ensure you didn't commit harakiri, but boy, oh boy, you have committed harakiri.
Big time.
Big time. And that is why now face the consequences. IPL gone, bilateral series is gone. Even the next cycle, I think India will play with the same 6 nations because Pakistan, Bangladesh, they won't play with.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. At this point in time. Yeah.
Go down a bit. Okay. Vishal9925 saying India should have not included Bangladesh please maybe instead of removing after getting big later.
I mean, yeah, that part
was the starting
kind of
point.
do agree with, because I do think that it would have made no sense for them to do what they did. But I mean, now it's been done, dusted. And see, that's the funny thing, right? You talk about butterfly effects. So one small little thing can potentially lead to something much bigger happening. You've seen that right now. Let's take some more comments. Let's go lower down and see what it is that other family members have to say. Let's see.
Ashish Ranjan Singh, so replacing Bangladesh means world cricket will also take a hit as the competition reduces in the World Cup.
I mean, let's be fair. I think Bangladesh and Scotland will present exactly the same level of competition.
I mean, look.
That's no disrespect to either side.
Bangladesh ran India close in 2 occasions. In
2016?
2024, it was a one-sided. 2016 and 2024, 2. In 2024, it was very one-sided. Let's make one thing clear here. So, I do agree with Shane. I mean, Scotland can pose a challenge, but let's be honest, the group that they were in, they were not going to pose that many challenges anyways.
Yeah, the group they have is a tough one also. I think it has England, Australia, right? That's the group.
Yeah.
So it's a tough group.
Anurag is actually now, to whom shall ICC present the winner's trophy?
It's tongue-in-cheek.
I know.
Very nice. I see a lot of you all having a good laugh in the comment section, which is fair. Let's see. Abhishek Rawat is also asking, will Bangladesh get money? How much as they would have got if they played? I don't think they will now, right?
No, they can't.
I don't think they will, because they're not, in fact...
they're not going to play the tournament. So that's why they won't get any of the prize money that's there. So whatever prize money, whatever position they finished in, depends on which position you finished in and in what stage. All that money now will go to Scotland.
Exactly. Now the money is going to be... they're going to be literally replaced. So there is no talk about them or chance of them getting money. I think a better question would have been during the whole Mustafizur thing, like, will he get money? Of course, he didn't get any either, because it is seen as a force majeure kind of circumstance. So the franchise gets that money back, and they'll potentially, I think, name a replacement too.
Yes. So that is the thing we are looking at now. So yeah, they won't get any money. The money will go to Scotland.
I have one question which I wanted to ask before I left. Bangladesh still have 24 hours to take a call. From ICC's point of view, it's done and dusted, but they've been kind enough to tell Bangladesh, change your mind
or else,
or you're out. Do you think, or what do you think Bangladesh's final reply is going to be?
They have to back down now, right?
Muno, what do you think will be the reply?
They have gone this far. They're going to stick to their guns. Tata, T20 World Cup.
I think they'll go down with the shape.
Because if the government changes their mind now, then the upheaval that will happen in Bangladesh is going to be massive. Remember, there are elections coming. How will we change? Then that means all the elements in Bangladesh will say, no, you're bowed down to India, you don't deserve to be in power. So the government, to save itself, will ensure that this is, and then they'll go out like a martyr, saying, we did not back down, we ensured that our players wouldn't get humiliated and all that nationalism that's going to happen. So yes, they'll stick to their guns.
I think so too. There's not a chance they'll change now. If they do, then it just leaves them with, like, you may as well give them some eggs, tell them to break it nicely and put it all over their face. That's all that will be left.
It's not changing.
See, I mean, I would have, if this entire thing was left to Bangladesh Cricket Board, I still think that they may have still done a U-turn, because remember, for Bangladesh, there's much to lose in terms of cricketing. Firstly, there's a lot of loss of face, then monetary losses that you will suffer, which is something that Bangladesh cricket cannot afford at the moment. So if it was left to the Bangladesh Cricket Board, I think they would have done the U-turn. But now it's in the hands of the government. And even if, let's say, government after this ultimatum wanted to make a U-turn, would they want to risk losing an election? See, because what I'm picking up after having spoken to a few journalists in Bangladesh, because I wanted to gauge the mood of the public there. The public in general is of the opinion Bangladesh should not play in India, even if it means they're not playing the World Cup. I'm sure there will be a lot of fans there who will be upset that the team is not playing the World Cup, and they'll be upset with Bangladesh government and board for not being able to negotiate a better deal. But I think the largest sentiment is that, it's come down, and I've been to Bangladesh and I know how passionate they can be or volatile they can be on certain times, and especially when it comes to the country. So I think they're in that situation where even the public on the ground is happier that Bangladesh is not traveling to India than Bangladesh playing a World Cup traveling to India. So now if that is the mood, and this is what I'm picking up, then I'm sure the government is aware of that. By the government, I mean the people who are in charge now. And then with the election just a month away, they would want that they do the thing that pleases the public. It's pandering to their,
Base.
opinions and base and whatever. So that's exactly. And so now with all that in mind, I think you will crucify cricket as a sport in Bangladesh. But I think from their point of view, from the people who want to come to power, it's a small price to pay. If this is allowing you to win an election, I think they will take it. So I also feel that the U-turn is unlikely, and it's going to be Scotland that replaces them. Two other big questions that I want to touch upon. So we also know the voting pattern, 14-2 in favor of not having Bangladesh if they refuse to play in India. No points for guessing who the two would be. It will be, one is Bangladesh because they also have a vote there as a permanent member.
And Pakistan.
And two is Pakistan, who voted there in favor of Bangladesh being given a option of hybrid model. The rest of the cricketing world, whether it was the associate nations like Malaysia, UAE, even they have a vote. They are the representative this time. Or the chief executive, as well as the remaining permanent members. They've all, of course, voted against it. How does this now play out in cricket? Let's say the inevitable does happen, which is going to happen. Bangladesh will not be there, Scotland is playing. How does that cricket politics play out in the coming year or two? Because this won't be as we are speculating, Bangladesh will be out, Scotland will be there, the tournament will go ahead. But there'll be a fallout, not immediately, long-term fallout. What do you see?
See, the fallout from the short term, there's a couple of things. As I was telling Siddharth also, I think now you'll see Bangladesh cricketers go the way of Pakistan cricketers when it comes to the IPL. I don't think now they are going to even let them into the auction pool. If one player getting picked caused this much uproar in India, and then him getting sacked caused uproar in Bangladesh, and led to them doing this, then you're going to adopt a safety first approach. Boss, no Bangladeshis, sorry. So now you've got two on the banned list. Two countries have been banned. So that'll understand that reference. Bangladesh, Pakistan players not coming. That's one. Number two, there's a bilateral tour set to happen later this year. That is getting cancelled.
That anyway got postponed.
Yeah, that was postponed last year. It was supposed to happen last year. It was to this year. They announced it recently. Not happening now. No way. Third, this means any chance of you seeing an India-Bangladesh test match is also done and dusted. Anyway, you don't play Pakistan. That means in the next WTC cycle, you'll be playing the same teams. Australia, New Zealand, West Indies, England, and who are the other two you're
Sri
playing?
Lanka.
Sri Lanka and
South Africa.
South Africa. That's the 6 teams you'll play. Because of the other two, you don't play. You're not going to play. You've not played Pakistan in bilaterals for years. And now Bangladesh will reach that list too. If they're not going to come to India, you're not going there. That's not happening. That's the ripple effect. The one thing I'm waiting to see what happens, 2031. India and Bangladesh are co-hosts
of the World Cup.
That is going to be... Where do we play India, Bangladesh then? Both won't want to go elsewhere. And India won't go to Pakistan.
India might go to Bangladesh and play.
I doubt. Now security threat
Not
will be
after
high.
This.
Not after this.
But we don't know in 5 years down the line how this...
India, Bangladesh play in
UAE.
Dubai.
Exactly.
Bas. That's another compromise.
Again, it's going like how India-Pakistan will happen with India-Bangladesh. You play only in the Asia Cup or in the ICC games.
By the way, it's not just restricted to what happens in the future. That's what I said. See, few things that might happen long term. One, again, I think Bangladesh will have to sit out. They will also go to Court of Arbitration for Sport. I have a feeling that they will. Nothing much may come out of that as well. Again, these are all, guesses that we're doing at the moment, but I do have a feeling that this would be the next course of action. They might go to court of arbitration. What happens there, we don't know. I don't think the court of arbitration can rule anything against a democratic decision, because this has not been a decision. By the way, I also want to make a distinction. This is not India who's taken the call. It's the ICC that's taken a call. ICC is made up of those 16 people, entities that voted. So it's a collective decision that is kept them out, right? That's the one thing. And they followed the rules of the book. So there's nothing, court of arbitration steps in when you're trying to flout rules and make exceptions for someone. Here you've just followed the rules. This is it. Team doesn't want to come. We've done an internal assessment. It's safe for them to play. Board, what do you think? Everyone, majority says no, keep Bangladesh out. They've done that. So I don't think going to court of arbitration will also help them. But I think the long-term effects will also be with the Asia Cup, because ICC is still a big entity. You can replace Bangladesh, you can come here. What happens when, now that Pakistan is on their side, they voted, it's effectively, Asia Cup is only 5 countries. Afghanistan, there are other countries, but I'm saying it's Afghanistan, India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Pakistan.
And 3 of those now are on no good speaking terms with each other.
Exactly, loggerhead. So maybe Sri Lanka might come supporting India also, as it
Afghanistan might too.
Yeah.
But then 3 versus 2. This is heading towards a disastrous sort of a situation.
ICC might end up being no more. That's
exactly.
Yeah, you're going to have the Asia Cup in 2027 anyways. Because in a build-up for the ODI World Cup, I think the Asia Cup now will drift away into irrelevance.
Or you can only have Asia Cup either in Sri Lanka. Afghanistan you can't, so only Sri Lanka. Play in Sri Lanka
or UAE.
Or UAE. Yeah.
Because that's the neutralist of neutral.
Correct.
Yeah. So I think now every Asia Cup, UAE can sign like a 10-year MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, and happily announce it.
Yeah, Emirates Cricket Board would be the happiest.
In
all this fighting, they're getting a tournaments to host.
Exactly. They're getting a free tournament to host, this thing. And the funny part is for them, it's like low-key, because they're not really doing much. They're just saying that you take our stadiums. That's it. That's all they're doing. Amazing deal for them.
Amazing deal.
The ECB. Not that ECB.
Emirates.
Okay. Anurag is saying, don't worry, Scotland shall play better than Bangladesh.
I doubt that one.
That word, Anurag. Let's not use it about any.
A lot of people are. It's very derogatory.
See, again, I wouldn't like anybody using any derogated term for my country. Why should we be using for another country? Don't think that's fair. But he says that they'll be playing better. We don't know. The last T20 World Cup, Scotland did well. They almost qualified for the Super 8s. Missed out, I think, by 1 point. But Bangladesh qualified for Super 8s. Let me tell you, Bangladesh did one better than Scotland. Just so that you know.
They were actually in a group of death when you look at it. They had to beat Sri Lanka. I think they had the tougher group. But last, out of the 3 encounters, 2 close games that India had was against Bangladesh.
Bangladesh had a better chance of even making the Asia Cup final. It was a do-or-die sort of a game versus Pakistan.
Which they somehow bottled.
Won, they would have played the final.
Exactly.
Oh man, can you think?
We wouldn't have had that handshake and this trophy fiasco then if Bangladesh had been to the finals. Honestly.
Really? Oh, trophy fiasco.
Fiasco.
Why wouldn't it have been?
At that time, tensions weren't that high.
Doesn't matter who's the head of the ACC.
We would have given.
You would have still not gotten the trophy.
Handshake thing.
It could have been Oman playing in the final. There would have still been that same drama.
Yeah.
That's the fact.
That's true.
Tatvik Modi, have you taken?
Oh, he says happy for Scotland, love from Edinburgh. Oh, you were a Scottish cricket fan. I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ajay Shirke addressing me says twice sorry Shane. I was wrong about what you meant by not caring for bilaterals. Apology accepted. And I should have clarified that I support Spain in cups, hence watching friendlies qualifiers helps. I got that. I understood what you meant. The football thing. I'm just saying at a personal level, I'm one of those who I can't care much for friendlies or qualifiers. I keep up with the results at best, but otherwise watching them is a chore. I like the cups. Like a World Cup, European Cup. Give me even an AFCON. I love that. The drama is nice.
The final.
The final.
What a final.
Yes,
Why did Diaz miss the penalty? The jury is still out. Did he miss it, or was he conscious of the fact that he didn't want controversy? So I've seen actual journalists online saying this was fixed, and I'm like, if he really wanted, let's assume for 1 second that was that the penalty to take?
No. See, the thing with the Panenka is it's the same thing when it comes to, as I was saying, what Bangladesh did.
But would he have opted for the?
Yes.
Panenka.
I think he would have. I think about it. I've seen players take Panenkas. One of my own.
Messi's done it.
Messi's done it.
Zidane's
Cole Palmer.
done it.
Zidane did it in the final and scored.
I've just by the barest of margins though.
But he did.
Yeah.
I've seen Cole Palmer take Panenkas in the past. The thing is, again, it is really down to it's a 0-0 moment. Okay, there's no in between. If
You
that
don't think
went-
it was fixed?
Not a chance. No way. If it had to be fixed, wouldn't it have been fixed in favor of the host nation? Morocco instead ended up losing it. Also, the keeper, and I can tell you this again because Chelsea fan heritage, the keeper who was there was Edouard Mendy. Edouard Mendy is a former Chelsea goalkeeper who was Chelsea's goalkeeper in 2021 when they won the Champions League.
Yeah.
That same season, by the way, in the Premier League, he saved a Panenka. Do you know who was the taker of that Panenka? Sergio Aguero. In the league, so Aguero went for a Panenka. The thing with Mendy is his technique is such that he's a very late diver. So actually, in hindsight, it was not the penalty to go for. But if it had to be fixed, then Brahim Diaz would have gone for the hell for leather shirt. I don't think it would have gone for a Panenka.
Stuff, yeah.
Okay, Vishal, coming back to the subject.
Skill matters, but recognition too. Scotland may match Bangladesh, yet established teams draw viewers. Who will watch associate nations match?
No. I see again. Let me be honest. Bangladesh have never really, translated their talent into success at an international level. Let's be honest. They've underperformed. I'm not, going to mince my words about it. But they are a proud cricketing nation. I've been there and I've seen it. They love their cricket and the fans bring a lot of energy. I mean, they're passionate about it. Despite not doing well, this is one set of fans that I see even abroad. They travel to come watch their team. So they're passionate about it. Of course, they'll bring far more, let's be honest, far more interest and passion compared to Scotland, where it's still not a dominant sport. In Bangladesh, it is. So you're right in that sense that if they're not there, if you're looking at a neutral point of view, in the cricketing point of view, of course, that one element or the one flavor that they bring with them will be missing for sure.
It will.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, if you tell Scottish fans they qualified for a World Cup, they'd probably think FIFA World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same like Italy, right? Italy's cricket team qualified earlier than their football team.
Yeah, the football team is still going to set to be playing a playoff in March.
March. So Vishal is saying from the US, wish Pak pulls out would be perfect drama.
Awesome, I agree.
I would love it if Pakistan also pull out.
I love it.
Why would you love it? Then that will put the tournament in jeopardy.
Ooh, it
because the financial aspect, I'm not saying it, they agreed to play in Asia Cup and World Cup because they say financially it is very
viable.
If
See,
they pull out, it will put the tournament into jeopardy. I don't want that.
I know, but two renegade nations and two Dramebazi nations, you're playing more cricket off the field rather than on the field.
So at least one set of renegades could potentially have made the final. The Melbourne Renegades never do.
Yeah.
BBL jokes for you.
Yeah, but the Renegades have won a title.
Yeah, unlike which team was
Stars.
the Sydney Stars? Yeah.
No, Melbourne Stars.
Yeah.
Shiva Subramaniam, moving forward, ICC should put rules that every team should travel to host nation and also make sure they don't give any ICC tournament to Pak and Ban. Good luck with that.
I like how that should be a rule. Like, I know he's being tongue-in-cheek, but like, imagine writing it down. All nations must agree to travel to host nation.
Our old passports in the 70s and the 80s had that rule, This passport is valid to travel for all countries except to the Republic of South Africa and the colony of Rhodesia. Those were those
That's not the
passports.
same thing as
What I'm saying.
traveling to every.
No, but
will
then-
Pakistan travel to India? Will India travel to Pakistan?
Not a chance.
I'm
No,
just asking.
now you've got.
I'm just asking.
There are two major tests yet again coming up in 3-4 years' time. Champions Trophy, India is hosting in 29. 2031, India and Bangladesh are co-hosting.
Yeah, but 29, that Bangladesh, will they qualify?
You don't know. I mean, see.
Top 8 qualifier, right, in ODIs?
But hosts, no?
No, but
29.
29.
29 you're talking about. I thought-
31.
That's
But then no,
2031.
Champions Trophy, the top 8 teams qualify according to the rankings. That's why West Indies missed out and Sri Lanka missed out in 2025.
What are Bangladesh's rank right now in ODIs?
I think it is 7th or 8th.
Just about. Okay. Yeah. That'll be fun.
So that.
But then also maybe there's a precedent set. Maybe they'll say if we don't come, then they'll get replaced by the team in 9th. Easy.
Could be.
Now there's a precedent.
Okay. Daniel M says, how did Scotland not qualify the first time now that there's more countries taken in this time? Were they that bad? How did Italy take their spot?
Italy were very clever in the sense that they've gotten a few players who have played in full member nations.
And
There
you
was-
know what they've done now?
Yeah, they dropped Joe Burns. I know.
Exactly.
The guy who masterminded their qualification is dropped.
But they also have JJ Smuts. He's played for South Africa.
I
John.
remember him.
So
No, because Scotland had to win against Jersey But I think they didn't win. And that's why I think top 3 from the European leg qualify. And Scotland finished 4th. Now with Bangladesh's exit, they'll come. So that's why they lost some crucial games by which they couldn't secure the berth from the European leg. So that's the bit.
Miraculous indeed. Hey.
Okay, Vishal is saying, Sid, India is no less in drama. We do it subtly.
We don't do it subtly, yaar. It's now...
We don't do it subtly. We do it with might.
With passion.
We do it with might.
Exactly. And with passion.
Yeah.
Nowadays, that is how the system is at this point in time.
Okay. Sai Chandrasekhar is saying, while the UAE is a traditional choice for neutral venues, there is a significant opportunity to host high-profile matches like India versus Pakistan or India-Bangladesh in Malaysia. Yeah, that is true. I mean,
Singapore.
one of Malaysia. Malaysia at the moment is also one of the representatives from associate nations.
That is true.
That's on rotation, so they are there. They could always chip in.
But please don't host in Malaysia.
Why?
We won't be covering cricket. We'll be covering rain updates. You see, every event that is hosted in Malaysia has rain delays.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Look at the Under 19 World Cup.
Hockey is very popular.
Exactly.
Johor Bahru. Where do they play? Sultan Azlan Shah Cup.
Johor Bahru, you're right.
Johor Bahru.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I remember even the Malaysian GP that used to happen. I love that.
Sepang.
Sepang.
Yeah.
There also rain was a very common thing.
You could host it in Singapore. I mean, Singapore did host India-Pakistan games in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. So, but you'll be covering rain. You won't be covering cricket. That's the problem.
Anshu Mishra says Conway could create history by becoming the
Mitchell
first.
and Phillips too.
Yeah, but we're going to be coming live on that. We'll take a break right now because the toss is going to happen. So as soon as the toss is done, we'll be live with all the latest update when it comes to the Indian T20 team. The match is to start at 7. In 4 minutes time, you have the toss. And 2 minutes after the toss is done, we'll be live here on Sports Today. So we'll take your leave. Thank you so much for the company. Don't go anywhere. In exactly 5 minutes from now, we are live with all the latest updates about the first T20I to be played in Nagpur. India versus New Zealand. Look forward to seeing you then. For the moment, from all of us, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
From all of us, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.